for you. And so although sometimes you might not be too excited showing up, but the kind of with some of these things. His Excellency the President and the government delegation are in the United Kingdom as we speak. Yesterday, they held a diaspora town hall meeting where His Excellency and to respond to all of the queries or questions that you may have, and that for lots of us is something that's worth as well. Last week, some 300 come back home following xenophobic attacks in some parts. Of course, some will bring you a live coverage of some of these programmings later this morning on the show from about 8, and drink a lot of water. It's really important. Your body needs it, to drink as much as you can as far as water is concerned. Just drink. Don't wait till you're thirsty. Drink about yourself. Only carry as much as you can carry, and of course, pray.
Or we can be the generation that ends it for good.
Malaria must die, so millions can live.
Charlie, before half one.
Charlie,
Lucky. Ejimanya Jong deal. Alabo. Ejimanya Jong deal. Alabo.
Alabanyo. Coco.
Okay. I'm just saying I don't make happy this morning.
Oh, why?
There seems to be.
Oh, that's bad.
As for the other one, there seems to be.
Oh, that's bad.
As for the other one, Charlie, put some respect on us.
We have to buy you gel.
We are still kings of England, champions.
Charlie.
2025, 2026 champions of England.
See how.
Nobody gave us a chance that we'll get closer to the Champions League finals.
They won't humble them.
No, which one is humble?
They won't humble them.
Which one is you want champion to be humble again after all that you guys have said?
You won't humble yourself.
You have maligned, you have insulted.
But, I was rooting. If not for anything, I was rooting for you guys.
And the system was not fair. It was not fair to us.
Because I felt like PSG won the previous year.
Yeah.
And so might as well allow you guys also take this one so that you can complete your. As well allow you guys also take this one so that you can complete your.
Double.
You understand?
Imagine.
Okay.
A 1-0 or a 2-1 victory for us now.
Okay.
Eventually, the 1-0 would have worked, but
yeah, that penalty you guys consider. But I also think the mistake from the penalty was because you guys chose to defend.
Exactly, I agree with you.
Yeah, I felt Arteta should have opened the game up a bit more. Perhaps held the midfield.
That's the danger.
And play in the half of the opponent.
Yeah, that's the danger with defending.
Yeah.
If there is so much pressure on you, if you exert too much pressure, if you're not careful, you commit.
Yeah.
I mean, an unwanted foul in the 18 box. Either you take a red card or there is a penalty. Yeah. And that was what happened. And I don't really blame Moshkara that much. Inexperience.
Well, I get it. Yeah, because that penalty could have been avoided.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been.
Yeah, it could have been avoided.
But it is what it is. I mean, we still Arsenal, and like I mentioned, nobody predicted Arsenal getting into the finals. It was going to be a Bayern Munich, it was going to be a Barcelona, it was going to be one of the Real Madrid, one of those big teams. Certainly not an Arsenal team that was struggling even with the EPL. But outside that, Charlie, yesterday there was a massive parade as well. So yeah, we're still champions. At least let's enjoy it till we reconvene next season as well. And then on that as well, the Volta Regional Division 2 Middle League also came to an end yesterday. Let me just use this opportunity and congratulate the RFA and also the victors of that particular tournament, Nukunu FC. So that is Edem's team, Honorable Edem Agbana's team, Nukunu FC. I think they've done well from Division 3 into Division 2, and then for the first time making it into the Middle League, qualifying straight to play in the National Division 1 League. Charlie, it's a good job that they've done. Absolutely. And my heart goes out to the coach. He's a personal friend anyway, Christian Chibueze, aka Moreno. If I tell you the story about that guy, Charlie, God's time is the best too.
I agree.
If God has a plan for you, no matter what, nobody can ever change it.
Nobody.
It's just about patience.
No bagger wire.
Whilst you are at it, you work hard towards it. Christian has a story. And today he has qualified a team back into the National Division 1 League. And Charlie, kudos to him and then the team. Aside that, Karim, the other issue here in Accra has to do with the rains, the flood situation. Government is doing well. We appreciate it. But I think that citizens are becoming very irresponsible. Some citizens... Are they
becoming, or they have always been?
I want to believe some. That yes, some.
Yes, some.
I thought that over the years we would have learned enough lessons.
Do we ever learn?
Then then the group of people who are not learning.
Do we ever learn?
A group of people who are done.
And they keep giving birth to children who also not learn.
Which is sad.
Because I saw a news headline from sometime in the 90s. Or was in the 80s. Yeah, in the 80s perhaps, 90s. In the 80s. And
the same thing.
And you know the headline?
No.
Accra floods again. And I'm like, even then.
Again. That headline says again. In the 90s.
Yes, in the 80s. In the 80s. No, it was in the 80s.
Okay, 80s.
So even the 80s, if they say Accra floods again.
It means that in the 70s.
I don't know if you get my point.
Yeah, I get it.
So it means that clearly nothing is changing.
I get it.
Yeah, nothing is changing. But I also saw something interesting on Facebook. And I think my sister mentioned, because one of my sisters lives in Tema, and she mentioned it some time back, that there hardly floods in Tema.
Okay.
Right?
Why?
It was well developed. It was well developed.
What was the landscape in Tema?
I don't
is it hill? I mean, like, is it flat?
I don't think Tema is on a hill. Tema should be
a flat land.
Flat. Yeah. You get it? It doesn't flood in Tema.
Okay.
And the only possible reason you
because we've never heard reports from
Tema. Yes.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And the only possible thinking you can give to it is that it was well planned. It was well laid out. The drainages are, and perhaps, of course, you want to believe that people in Tema are somewhat disciplined. You get it? Because Tema is very clean, Of course, there will be a few places that, but Tema generally it looks like a very clean, well-organized place. When you even look at it from, the top, like you see a drone shot of Tema, you'd appreciate how well laid out it is. And then you ask yourself, if those times someone was visionary enough to come up with this concept of let's build an industrial city and develop it and lay it out well. We those that claim that we are in the modern era and look at the nonsense that we engage in.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate. You watch some of the videos and Charlie, you can't think twice. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
We've said this over and over again. We have run adverts over and over again. Hey, how do we think?
Let's start jailing people. Me, I've always said.
Charlie, the cells are full, Karim.
So
the cells are there for these politicians who stole our money.
Community service. I mean, I listened to Honorable Dafia Mekwa. Was it Dafia Mekwa who spoke? Or no, one of the ministers, either Dafia Mekwa Agboja, who spoke over last week in Parliament, saying that he thinks that we must make some amendments to our laws, especially when it has to do with
sanitation,
petty theft, petty theft and things like that. So you allow people who engage in some of these.
That conversation should be back.
Still a tube of yam challenge. Go and register the community center, and every day
clean.
we'll mark your plot for you, and things like that.
Karim, take these boys or people who are caught in these videos to Odo River. Let them go and
give them shovel and things.
Yeah, give them. They should scoop. Or take them to Circle. Where else in Accra smells bad? Or Makola or somewhere.
Those places, even recently in Circular. Recently, I've seen that they are doing the MA is doing some really good job
around that area.
They started moving people who are sleeping within the pavements and all of that.
They are moving them.
They started clearing them.
Then let's take them to Madina Zongo Junction.
They started clearing them and all of that. I think that I say it every day. They were just a bunch of lawless people in this country. You understand? To a large extent.
We are.
Whether it comes to flooding, you find us there. When it comes to this footbridge issues, I'm told recently a woman over the weekend was knocked down under the La Paz footbridge, crossing. She
was crossing.
Yes, under the footbridge. And when you go to the comment section, it was very Ghanaian.
Yeah.
Because people were asking, they hope the driver is safe. Yeah. They hope nothing happened to the car. And I'm sorry. It's unfortunate. Yeah. But sometimes some of these things are avoidable. Yeah. That's why there's a footbridge.
I agree with you.
We won't use a footbridge.
I agree with you.
Those of us too who will turn the footbridge into markets. Yeah. Medina, they have put footbridges. They've used, these barbed wires to close up the place. People still cut it. I mean, what kind of lawlessness cry is this? And when you talk, they say about one restaurant here in Tuabama.
Exactly. And that's the system. That's how the system is skewed. And Karim, so you are afraid because the predecessor did not do it. He was thinking about the next election.
But you see,
so
my point
if you
is that,
come, and because
Randy,
we also
my point
campaign
is that
on similar things,
can the two political parties just come to a certain consensus?
It cannot
on
happen.
Some of these
it can't happen.
Why?
It's just like Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi playing in different leagues. These are two exceptional players. It cannot happen because Karim, your next election depends on what you tell the people. We saw it. We saw it when people were being kicked out of the market. We saw it. How then people reacted.
Well.
So if now you are in charge, can you? And that is why the people will master courage. Because I saw one man in one video recently. Bosu, you have gone to build on waterway.
Look at that.
First of all, I am so angry over that this morning. And let's not mince words. We will be very respectful with our choice of words and expression. But sometimes we ought to speak as it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
Karim, let's not mince words. Bosu, you dey go buy land, then show you the place. You know say the place it be waterlogged. You know that this place is a waterway, but you decided to go ahead and build.
Can you imagine?
Only for you to come back and tell us that I sponsored the party. Where is my camera? And I sponsored the party. And when they were in opposition, hey,
go to party.
Were you the only one who sponsored the party?
Go to party headquarters and go.
Do you know how much people paid to support the party?
You should go to party headquarters and
go and collect your refund.
Go for a refund.
Go and take your money. You see, we said it, and I remember Kweku even mentioning that some bad nuts of the current administration would destroy the high reputation or the good name John Mahama is building for himself and then the party of Ghana as a whole. You've sponsored the party and so what? So you become lawless, so you become irresponsible to the detriment of the poor young man down there. You've forgotten that people are on the downstream.
You're above the law.
You are above the law. Who are you? You be the who?
You be the who? That be the question I
You be the who?
That be the question I asked at two forces.
You be the who? And this person would have become an MP. With all due respect this morning.
Yeah.
With all due respect. And you see, these are the people we give power to. And they turn around to molest you and I. These are the people who will be in traffic. There is no pressure, no rush. Then you on their hazard. One. To the detriment of you and I.
That's how matter we must discuss. Especially those who live in East Legon. At night.
They don't do it.
9 p.m.
They do it.
10 p.m. 11 p.m. You are driving home. There's no traffic. There's nothing bothering you. Then you on siren. Why?
Okay.
Hey, Ayarga to Apenyo, not Ato. Yes.
Okay.
Is that if be the who?
You be the who? Yeah. You be the who?
No, but I think we must. These conversations are a conversation we must continue to have. That brings issues about political party financing. You get it? Because at the end of the day, anybody finances the party and feels that Charlie, because he's financed the party, should be allowed to do whatever it is that he wants to do. My brother, my sister. We must understand that there are laws in the country and we must abide. We'll come back with more of these conversations. Today we have very limited time today because we have to cross over to the UK. And so let's take a breather. When we come back, we'll celebrate some birthdays. And then, of course, we'll bring you the WoezorTV report and all of the other updates on the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Only a father can understand. Only a husband can understand. Only a man can understand. Prostate cancer. It's about more than fear of cancer. It's about fear of losing urinary control and sexual function. That's why more men turn to Jackson South for robotic surgery than anywhere else in South Florida. Get the facts at jacksonprostatefacts.org. Miracles made daily.
Your flight is ready to leave.
Sit back and relax and enjoy the flight.
Time now for the WoezorTV report. Let's take a look at the headlines. Now let's begin. President John Dramani Mahama has engaged members of the Ghanaian community and the United Kingdom as part of his official visit. Ahead of his address at the UK Investment Summit, President Mahama commended the Ghanaian diaspora for their continued contribution to Ghana's economy and stressed their vital role in the country's economic recovery and growth. There's more in this report.
Ahead of President Mahama's participation in the UK Investment Summit, President John Dramani Mahama met with members of the Ghanaian community in the United Kingdom, commending their continued support for Ghana's economy and reaffirming their importance to the country's recovery and development agenda. The engagement highlighted the government's commitment to strengthening ties with Ghanaians abroad while outlining its vision for a more business-friendly and resilient economy. The meeting brought together key government officials, including Finance Minister Dr. Kisela Tuforsen and the Minister for Trade. President Mahama underscored the significant contribution of the diaspora to national development and outlined measures aimed at strengthening the economy, including plans to revive operations at the Tamaoyo refinery.
We are just about to make history again. We did it in my first term, but after we left office, it didn't continue. We are about to start to refine our own crude. And so in June, we're delivering a parcel of Ghanaian crude from our own oil fields to the Tamaoyo refinery to process. And that is what we call value addition.
Finance Minister Dr. Kisela Tuforsen assured the community that the current economic gains are sustainable. He noted that despite inheriting a challenging economy, prudent fiscal management has helped restore stability and confidence.
Fiscal prudence and discipline always delivers results. And so, to you fellow Ghanaians, I want to assure you that President Mahama's administration is determined to ensure that the gains we have made so far are maintained and are sustained going in.
Ghana's High Commissioner to the United Kingdom and Ireland, Her Excellency Sabazita Benson, pledged improved and more accessible services for Ghanaians living in the UK. President Mahama further reiterated his administration's commitment to accountability, warning that heads of state-owned enterprises will fail to submit audited accounts within the timeline set by the State Interest and Governance Authority (SIGA) will be removed from office. For WoezorTV, Godfred Amwafu.
Now, in other news, Parliament has passed the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025, marking a significant step in Ghana's legislative process and reviving national discussions on family values, constitutional rights, and individual freedoms. The bill was approved by a voice vote on Friday, May 29, following extensive debate and considerations of recommendation from Parliament's Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee.
Motion moved and seconded. It is for the consideration of the House. I will then put a question. As many as are in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. The motion for the third reading is accordingly adopted.
An act to provide for human sexual rights and family values and related matters.
Honourable members, the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025 is duly read for the third time and passed.
I know that my friends in the minority are going to go out there and try to mislead the public. I am told that instead of remaining in the chamber and putting up a fight based on their convictions, they have absconded, left the chamber, and they are outside attempting to mislead Ghanaians in a press conference. Mr. Speaker, what is it all about? The proponents of the bill propose in clause 9 and clause 10 that subject to the Constitution, and the committee decided to elaborate.
Away from Parliament, Minister for Health Kwabena Minta-Kando has assured Ghanaians there is no cause for panic, stressing that no Ebola case has been recorded in the country. He, however, says Ghana remains prepared to respond to any possible outbreak and is urging the public to strictly observe preventive measures. The minister made the call after inspecting key Ebola surveillance, testing and treatment facilities across the country. Belinda Kwanta has more.
Of effort to assess Ghana's readiness against a potential Ebola outbreak, the Minister for Health, Kwabena Minta-Kando, inspected surveillance measures at the Accra International Airport, laboratory preparedness at the Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research, and treatment capacity at the Ghana Infectious Diseases Center. The minister said the current Ebola outbreak remains a concern because there is no known cure or vaccine, making prevention the country's strongest line of defense.
Every Ghanaian is supposed to take this exercise very seriously, and we need a full cooperation of everybody. What is more alarming about this particular Ebola is that we are told that there's no cure and there's no vaccine. So the surest bet is prevention. And that is why there is the need for us to adhere strictly the precautionary measures. So please, let us not joke with this.
Mr. Akando also noted that government is strengthening surveillance at airport and land borders while directing organizers of mass gatherings to provide hand-washing facilities and sanitizers. He, however, assured the public that the country's response systems remain ready should any suspected case be detected.
I've spoken about their capacity building. We have spoken about the IPCs, and you can also see how they conducted us around. They have the facility and they are fully ready, especially based on their track records of how dengue was handled, how Lassa fever was handled. It means that if there is any case, we are ready. There's no cause for panic. Nobody should panic. All that we expect from you is to adhere to the precautionary measures.
The health minister is urging the public to remain calm, cooperate with health authorities, and strictly adhere to all precautionary measures. Reporting for WoezorTV, Belinda Kwanza.
The Electricity Company of Ghana has begun replacing power transformers at the Bachona primary substation in Accra as part of efforts to improve electricity supply within the enclave. The project is expected to strengthen the network for both residential and industrial customers, although ECG says affected areas will experience temporary interruptions during the installations. There's more by Ellen Frimpong.
The Company of Ghana has begun replacing power transformers at the Bachona primary substation as part of efforts to improve electricity supply for homes and industries in the area. The project involves upgrading existing transformers from 20 megavolt amperes to higher capacity of 30 megavolt amperes to strengthen network and improve reliability. Speaking at a media briefing, ECG General Manager for External Relations, Dr. Charles Ni Ayiku said the exercise forms part of a nationwide program to address intermittent outages and ensure stable power supply.
This is not just a residential community, but it also has some industries. So it's important that as a proactive measure, we increase the capacity so as to have a reliable and stable power supply in this area. We hope that after these replacements, amongst others, we'll be able to have a very strong network. The issue of intermittent power outages, low current, would also be a thing of the past.
Meanwhile, General Manager for Sub-Transmission Operations in Accra, Engineer Francis Achacha, explained that Bachona Substation currently operates with one transformer, making the replacement urgent.
We are going to replace all the 2 transformers. Today we are replacing one. By the end of June, we'll replace the second one. So the old transformers, we've earmarked other substations where we'll be installing we'll be moving the old transformers to. So, for example, what we did at Akwetia, it is one of the old transformers that we moved to Akwetia, and we'll be moving one of them to South Pond. We've moved one to Tema, and so we've earmarked areas for the old transformers.
ECG says customers within the Bachona enclave will experience temporary power interruptions of up to 6 hours to allow for safe completion of the exercise. The Bachona upgrade follows similar projects in Adenta, Maijom, Teshinungwa and Kumasi, with more substations expected to benefit in the coming months. For WoezorTV, Ellen Frimpong.
Now, 9 years after the tragic death of Major Maxwell Adam Mahama, family members, the Ghana Armed Forces, and the public have gathered in Accra to honor his memory and renew calls against mob justice. At the memorial and wreath-laying ceremony held at the Ochusu Cemetery, speakers describe his death as a painful national moment that continues to serve as a reminder of the need to protect human life and uphold due processes under the law.
Monday, May 29, 2017, a day many Ghanaians still remember with pain. The nation woke to the devastating news of the death of the then Captain Maxwell Adam Mahama, who was lynched at Dentro Boise in the Central Region in a tragic case of mistaken identity. Captain Mahama had been deployed to the area as a commander of a military detachment tasked with clamping down on illegal mining activities known as Galamsey. That morning, while on his usual jogging routine and dressed in civilian clothes, he reportedly stopped to ask some local women for directions. He was carrying his sidearm. Moments later, panic spread after he was mistaken for an armed robber. Despite pleading and identifying himself as a soldier, he was attacked by a mob and later died from multiple head injuries and gunshot wounds. The incident sparked a national conversation on the dangers of mob justice and instant judgment. 9 years on, family, the Major Maxwell Mahama Memorial Foundation, the Ghana Armed Forces, and members of the public gather at the Ochusu Cemetery and the memorial monument to honor a soldier remembered for his service and sacrifice and to renew calls for an end to mob violence.
This monument before us was erected not merely as stone and structure, but as a national reminder, a visible and enduring declaration that never again should any innocent person lose his or her life to mob action, suspicion, or hearsay.
As Ghana marks the 9th anniversary of Major Maxwell Maham's death, his memory continues to stand not only as a tribute to service, but as a solemn reminder that justice must always prevail over anger and that every life deserves protection under the laws. For WoezorTV, Ellen Frimpong.
Time now for some international news. Now, Colombia's presidential election will go to a runoff on June 21 between a leftist and a right-wing candidate on opposite ends of the political spectrum after Sunday's vote produced no overall winner. The right-wing Alvarado de la Espera, an admirer of Donald Trump, came top in the vote, following closely by the left-wing Senator Ivan Cepeda, an ally of the current President Gustavo Petro. The campaign, was plunged with violence, including drone attacks, kidnappings, homicide, and the assassination of a presidential candidate at a rally last year. Both men offered different visions for how to solve Colombia's violent internal armed conflict that has lasted for decades but has resurged in recent years. On Sunday, neither candidate achieved more than 50% of the vote to win outright. While polls tipped Cepeda to finish ahead of his right-wing challenger, official results showed that he trailed with 41% of votes compared to De La Espera's 43.7%, with almost no all ballots counted. This brings us to the end of the WoezorTV report. Many thanks for staying with us. I am Karen Na Oyokwoti. Ewura Adams Karim is on standby to give us the newspaper review. Over to you, Karim.
All right, thank you very much. All right, thank you very much, Karen. Now your quote, and thank you for still staying with us, our cherished viewers here on the WoezorTV Breakfast Cafe. Let's quickly take a look at what the newspapers are saying this morning. And I'll start off with the Daily Graphic. On the front page, you have, "Don't leave energy in private hands. It's a major national security issue. PSWU kicks against private participation in electricity distribution." You can find that on page 3 of the Daily Graphic. You have MMDCs to be elected, current batch last to be appointed, and that is from Cabinet, page 16 of the Daily Graphic. Has that GRA activate new tax administration platform, also on page 13 of the Daily Graphic. We also have on same page 13, Diamond Gold invests $250 million in mining equipment. First set of equipment made up of 52 heavy-duty machines being transported. And just give me a few seconds as I try to fix this on the machine. Great. We move to Graphic Business, where we have economy enters most data-driven tax era. Enforcement key post IMF program. And this is a Benchy, Echil, Lecha, and Ankoma 2026 Outlook report there. We have GN Savings and Loans begins preparations to resume operations. You remember last week that the appeals court have asked that the Bank of Ghana gives them back their license. On the Ghanaian Times, we have Heath Goldfields unveils $20 million community development plan. You have that story on page 11. We also have Saka Homes backs Get Fund initiative with 18.7 million Ghana cedis for Chimota School project. Ghana secures $500 million World Bank funding, and Africa must build resilient enterprises to compete globally. That's from Alex Day. On the Daily Times, we have Prophet Adum Chedu appeals for passage of anti-witchcraft bill, calls for renaming of Gambaga witch camp to the Philadelphia camp. Interesting one there. Mahama Courts investors meet King Charles in landmark UK visit. That's on page 4 of the Daily Times. Tree Crop Development Authority and Russian giant join forces to revolutionize Ghana's share industry. And BOG steps up reforms to shield economy from emerging risk. Fuel prices take different path from June 1. That is today. On the Chronicle newspaper, we have enforcement alone can't win Galamsey war. This is the AU ambassador, Dr. Samuel Ben Owusu, if I'm getting the name right. They're talking about Galamsey. Afoko to MPP, move beyond old disputes. That story can be found on page 3 of the Chronicle newspaper. Kantanka's funeral cloth out. And so, of course, for those of us who will be attending, we can get some of those. On the Daily Guide newspaper, we have $250 million investment to transform Damang mines. We have Heath Goldfields unveils $20 million 5-year community development plan. On page 3 of the Daily Guide, you can find the story. We must build future bridges. Afoko rallies the new patriotic party. Philanthropist constructs 300-bed girls' dormitory for Nchira SHS. That story can be found on page 6 of the Daily Guide. And Africa cannot remain market for foreign ambitions. That is Alex Dade speaking there. E-visa, visa-free travel, and the future of African integration. Samuel Abu Jinapo puts an editorial there in the Daily Guide. On the Custodian newspaper, we have Osahin is man of resilience. Asibe Yabwa eulogizes minority leaders' diligence. We have minority exposes NDC's dishonesty on anti-LGBTQ plus bill. Attorney General Yoko ordered to release concealed material evidence. And we also have King Kaku Aka III backs Mahama's call for reparatory justice. Away from that, let's take a look at the Publisher newspaper. No more begging, no more bailouts. Finance Minister Ato Forson declares. Transport fares up 20%. Fuel prices rise. Paul Afoko rallies MPP. Stop settling old scores. And KGL's chief challenges Africa to stop being a market of others' ambitions. Of course, on the Business and Financial Times, Heath Goldfields rolls out $20 million 5-year plan to transform Bogoso Prestia communities. Government targets 300 megawatts power expansion by 2030 with industrialization-driven agenda to increase demand. We have tax regime, more data-driven enforcement focus. That story is on page 3. And of course, Telecel says that they're kicking off nationwide network expansion drive for stronger connectivity. They better do. On Graphic Sports, ladies and gentlemen, Quero's master plan faces Welsh test. That's on the back page of the Graphics Sports. PSG rule Euro, page 7 has that. Randy definitely not happy about that. And the Nations FC win MTN FA Cup in shootout drama. Relegated, but redeemed. And that's how we end the WoezorTV newspaper review this morning. We'll be bringing you the sports updates up next. My name is Eura Adams Karim. Thank you for staying with us. We'll be right back.
Changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. And in the valleys, keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Puma, Puma. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Puma, Puma. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make we set the black. Oh yeah, come alive. Puma, Puma. Let me hear you. Puma.
Puma drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advert is FDA approved.
Gentlemen, I've got some bad news and some good news. Okay, the bad news is that your chances of getting prostate cancer are now just 7 to 1. In fact, prostate cancer is killing one man every single hour of the day in this country. Imagine that, one every hour of the day. But the good news is, we're forming a team to stop that clock. Men United. It's time men united together to fight prostate cancer, the way women have united against breast cancer. We need to get together and find a cure, as well as better ways to care for the 250,000 prostate cancer sufferers out there. Please, get on side and join us in the fight. Men United versus prostate cancer. We can win this.
Welcome back for sports. My name is Randy Ahaje. In the stories this morning, we take a look at what happened in the MTN FA Cup final. We shall also be talking about the preparations in England. As far as the World Cup is concerned, on the side of Ghana Black Stars and the other teams. We shall also be taking a look at what happened over the weekend as far as the UEFA Champions League final is concerned and how Arsenal painted London red on Sunday. But let's settle for the details. Let's start off with the outcome of the MTN FA Cup finals, where Nations FC were crowned champions of the 2025-2026 MTN FA Cup following a 5-4 penalty victory over Dreams FC in the semi-final played in the finals played on Sunday, May 31. The game actually needed penalties to decide the winner after the two teams were involved in a leveled play game in the 120 minutes of action. It was Nations FC who opened the scoring in the final, taking the lead after a couple of missed chances. Dreams FC, however, kept their composure in the game as they chased for an equalizer. They eventually forced one and then ensured they went into the break on level terms. So at the end of the 120 minutes, it was Nations FC that clinched victory in the MTN FA Cup final against Dreams FC, as you can see on the screen.
Started with experience in terms of their penalty takers. Dreams will do same with Ebenezer. Had a very good game today, Ebenezer. Most of the free kicks were not converted. Let's see whether he can convert from the penalty spot. Referee's whistle goes. Easily done. Easily done.
Yeah, that's a good penalty coming from this experienced chap, Ebenezer Dade.
Yeah.
Very cool. Send the goalkeeper the wrong direction. Coolly taking penalty from Adade.
Both goalkeepers who came on just about a minute before the end of the game have all been swerved in their first penalty kicks. Michael Abrokwa comes up next. Michael Abrokwa partnered Razak Simpson in defense in today's game and also had a few in-runs in terms of attack, joining the attack. Let's see how the game finishes off today for him. As the pressure got into him. Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, it's all done and dusted. And Nations Football Club, the relegated club from the Ghana Premier League, will be Ghana's representative.
And that particular save gave Nations FC the edge over Dreams FC and the 2025-2026 MTN FA Cup. Nations FC are crowned champions of the FA Cup after the penalty shootout yesterday. But let's move on to the World Cup events. As preparations are building for that particular crucial encounter in England Canada as well as Mexico. But the story here says the Member of Parliament for Southgate and Wood Green, Bambos Charalambos, has predicted that Ghana and England will draw if the two teams or nations meet at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, with both teams advancing from the group stage. Speaking at a Ghana Diaspora Town Hall meeting in the United Kingdom, Mr. Charalambos expressed his support for both countries and went further, saying that he would be pleased to see Ghana and England progress in the group stages of the tournament. His remarks drew applause from attendees, many of whom welcomed his endorsement of the Black Stars alongside the Three Lions of England.
Times are hard, and I know that the UK has been working very hard with Ghana, giving support when necessary, encouraging trade. I was told by the International Development Minister that recently Her Majesty's Revenue for Customs was working with the Ghanaian Tax Collection Department, and through them working together, they've managed to collect over £100 million worth of more taxes that will go directly into the Ghanaian coffers, which will benefit the Ghanaian government. And that's just one example of partnership working. There are many more. We have very good trade links, and we want to build on those and encourage them. Ghana is a great place to work and to live. It's a friend of the UK, and we want to build on strong relationships. And I would just end by saying that there's a very important event on the 23rd of June. That event is England play Ghana in the World Cup in Boston. Ghana and England are both in the same group in the World Cup, and I'll just say that I hope both Ghana and England progress to the later stages. That's all I want to say. You're very, very welcome to Wood Green. Thank you again, Mr. President, for kicking off your town hall and your visit to the UK in Wood Green. You're always welcome. It's a great honour to host you, and the community are a vital part of the community in Haringey and across London. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We are restricted because of the nature of this particular World Cup. It's being held in 3 countries. And we're playing our first match in Canada, and then moving to Boston, from Boston to Philadelphia. And the cost of transporting, feeding, accommodating each supporter is, beyond our means. We say we're being fiscally disciplined. We cannot, spend our money in that manner. The cost approximates for each person to be fed, accommodated, transported, and all that, to watch the games, tickets, and all that, is estimated at almost $11,000. And so, how many can we take? So, we're concentrating mainly on the supporters' unions. They have a tradition of following the team to different places. They've been here to the UK, they've been to Germany, and they are registered members of the supporters' union. But what we're doing is we are procuring tickets for Ghanaians in the diaspora who want to attend the games. And so if you want to attend the game, you will get a ticket to attend the game. And so we have organized our chapters, our Ghanaian citizens in Boston, in Philadelphia, in Canada. And so the tickets that we have purchased, we would give to them to be able to watch the match. If any of you want to travel across and get tickets, I think that there's a way we can manage for you to get tickets to watch the games. Thank you.
Away from issues on the World Cup, now let's shift attention and talk about the UEFA Champions League that ended on Saturday, with PSG being crowned the champions of Europe. Gabriel Magalhaes skied a decisive sports kick as Arsenal were denied a first ever UEFA Champions League trophy in a penalty shootout defeat by PSG, that is Paris Saint-Germain, who won the competition for a second successive year. Mikel Arteta's side lifted a Premier League title for the first time in 22 years last weekend, but missed out on the league and European double in the most heartbreaking of fashions in a hot and humid Puskás Arena. But in a heartwarming moment, while PSG's players celebrated wildly on the pitch, the French side's captain, Marquinhos, immediately went to console his Brazilian teammate, Gabriel Magalhães. So over the weekend, on Saturday precisely, it was the Parisians that won in the UEFA Champions League finals against the champions of England. In a related development, yesterday we saw the the Gunners of England in action as they had their parade, talking about that despite the setback in the UEFA Champions League final, Arsenal supporters were seen visibly on the streets of London on Sunday, May 31, as the Gunners painted London red and white following their Premier League title success after 22 years of absence. A jubilant victory parade attracted fans from across the globe who thronged to the streets of the capital to celebrate the club's outstanding season and also league triumph, as you would have it after 22 years of chasing the title. And indeed, that's by way of sports this morning on the WoezorTV Breakfast Cafe. All leagues are on hold now. Indeed, attention will be shifted to the World Cup that comes off in some days. Trust yours truly, WoezorTV, to keep you updated on the latest happening as far as that tournament is concerned. My name is Randy Ahaji. There is more after the break.
Okay, next one. Sit down. Look to camera.
This is what it looks like to be exceptional, to stand out from the crowd, to make history. But what if women didn't have to be exceptional? What if they didn't have to be the first, the best, or the only woman? What if being a female engineer wasn't remarkable? What if women and men could compete as equals? I don't want to make history. I don't want to be the only woman. I want to be one of many.
Your flight is ready to leave. Sit back and relax and enjoy the flight.
Welcome back from the quick break. You're still watching the WoezorTV Breakfast Cafe. My name is Evergreen Asanto and this is the entertainment update here on the WoezorTV Breakfast Cafe. Now this morning a lot happened and a lot is still happening, because why am I saying this? On Twitter there's a lot of back and forth going on, but people don't really seem to be bothered, because when there's a video response, why do I need to type a caption? Absolutely. And we also have Kwesi Arthur, who is also gearing up for October 16th, where he's taking us to London. And there's also something about another artist who has released a new song, and we all can't seem to have enough of that song. So there's and more coming your way shortly, but of course I'm going to give you the details on that. And most artists would celebrate an Artist of the Year victory with an easy radio hit, but Black Sherif has chosen a different path. Weeks after winning 5 awards, including the top prize at the 27th Telecel Ghana Music Awards, he released Swagger, a reflective and layered record that many fans have described as one of his deepest songs yet. Produced by Joe Kanana, the track explores growth, purpose, and self-mastery rather than chasing a commercial sound. The release continues a pattern that has become a Black Sherif tradition. In 2023, shortly after winning Artist of the Year, he released Take Care of Yourself, another introspective record that resonated with listeners. With Swagger, the 24-year-old once again proves he's a master of his craft, choosing artistic authenticity over trends while reminding fans why his storytelling stands apart. And I can tell you for a fact that Swagger is nothing that you have seen before. See, Black Sherif is a master of art. And trust me when I say this. So in 2023, when he won Artist of the Year in the month of May, on August 9th, he gave us Take Care of Yourself, which embedded Yaya, and then also which gave us the Simmer Down. So 2 songs on one track, which is we call an EP, and we all jammed to it. And then we all thought that, okay, Artist of the Year again. And this time around, he's giving us Swagger. And he says what's going to be is definitely going to be. And the boys are saying that they can't even seem to understand the song. We are all trying to wrap our head around the whole song as I speak with you, because the song is just deeper than you can even imagine. And the video, oh my God, you should check out the video on YouTube. And the direction, like everything is just amazing, and I'm definitely sure that you're going to see the video right after my entertainment update. So Swagger is the new anthem. I told you that in New York he's taking us also there, which is for the Sun Swagger tour. So just make sure that you're finding more details. I've already given you the details, but if you missed that, you can find that online, and then get yourself ready, buy your ticket, and then tell a friend to tell another friend, so that you can go out there and support the new Swagger. So now it's not Yaya KK again. We are in the Swagger season, so definitely I keep saying that when you make Black Sherif, maybe you should shout Swagger than Black Sherif. So away from that, let's talk about the tweet that is currently going back and forth on the Twitter highway. So another, rather than responding directly to speculation sparked by Stonebwoy's cryptic recent post, Sarkodie shared a video of Jamaican reggae icon Buju Banton now speaking about forgiveness and moving forward. The post, shared without a caption, quickly drew attention from fans who viewed it as a subtle response to the online chatter surrounding recent comment about his relationship with Shatta Wale. Now, for many observers, the post is another example of Sarkodie's abilities to stay above controversy. Over the years, he has repeatedly reconciled with artists after public disagreement and continued supporting colleagues across the industry. His latest message reinforces a reputation for choosing forgiveness and focusing on the bigger picture rather than engaging in public feuds. So I can tell you that this is the 3 times that this has happened. Or the 3 times that it has happened was when he had an issue with Samini back and forth to, instead of replying or giving us a long tweet on Twitter or now X, he decided to show us a video. Do you remember Bosom Bosom, right? Yeah, he was the ish back then. It's been a while I heard from him. I don't know if you have been hearing of him lately, but he gave us a video as at that time when he was having an issue with Samini. And then recently, when there were also some issues in the industry, people were talking